LDP, Lou Diamond Phillips. Why am I so weird? I don't know. Anyway. Hi everybody, welcome to my knitting channel. Today is episode 109 and we're going to do our yearly wrap up of most everything I have made this year. My pain is astronomical today, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. First, before anybody goes anywhere, I wanted to tell you something that a website that my husband and I launched. If you are, if you like to buy indie dyed yarn, or if you are an indie dyer, this is especially for you. We call it DD. It is, where's my phone? I can show it to you. We've been working on this for a while, but haven't told anyone. It's DyeDirectory. So it's like a yellow pages of indie dyers. We also have an interactive calendar for festivals. Like any type of like right now the virtual fiber festival is on it and all their vendors are linked. Okay, how can I show you this? So then if you are you get your own profile. So if you are a buyer, you get a profile. You can favorite shops, you can search for shops. We're going to put tutorials on YouTube because people aren't understanding how interactive it is. Basically, I wanted a place where that kind of worked like Instagram, but didn't hold me back with algorithms. So like if I follow someone on Instagram, I want to see all of their posts, and like I'll see things that like their shop updates. I'll see those like 3 days after they've happened. Like I don't see them even though I've signed up to see. So what I wanted was something where I could control what shops I was seeing, first of all, and like a place where I could find all the shops, because even if you're on Instagram, everyone's on Instagram. It's not just indie dyers. And the two ways I know to find indie dyers is Etsy and Instagram, and even then you have to know the name of the shop. So that's why we're all looking around at influencers, we're watching podcasts, we're watching people's lives, we're watching unboxings to see where'd you get that, who did that. And I thought, what if we had a central place where you could see all of the indie dyers? There would be an easy way to filter them out to find the ones you like. And then you could keep up with everything that they're doing. So if they're having a stock update, or if they're having a trunk show, or if they're participating in a festival, like you could know that. So if you like to buy indie yarn, I suggest you go sign up. And if you are a shop, if you dye indie yarn, you can have a shop. The only qualification right now is that you dye indie yarn. So if you dye indie yarn out of your house, if you dye yarn out of a studio, if you dye it and you have your own shop, you can then be in our directory. The main thing is that you dye yarn. You yourself dye yarn. It's not like Webs, Cascade, none of that. You yourself. Also, indie designers are also so like Lion Brand can't come in and put their patterns on, but the designers for Lion Brand can come in and have a shop. I did not put, we have about 100 shops, just over 100 shops in the directory right now. So if you are a shop, please put your shop in, because I have so many more to get through, and it would help me if you do it. And if you go in and if you claim your shop, if you see your shop already there and you claim it, you can put your logo up, you can put pictures up, like you can completely you have all full control over there. You can put all your links to Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, your shop, Etsy, did I already say Patreon, Pinterest. We have like everything, and if you need more link buttons, we'll put them in there. I wanted to make like a community where us customers could support also us indie dyers and indie designers, and have a central place where that's what you're going to buy. You're buying indie, and indie people, indie designers and dyers could know that these people are all potential customers. All of them are here for this. It's not like Instagram where everybody's there and it's hit or miss. This is one place for us to go to connect. It's like a giant online festival, and everyone's vending. Even if they don't want to come claim their listing is still there, so we can still send people to you. But then that means you're not able to put your events in unless you claim yourself. Right now, everything's free because we're in beta, and we're giving free beta for free upgrade for anyone that's in beta for the first 100 shops. I haven't really settled on a membership price yet because I want to make sure it's going. I want to make sure it's helping you before we decide. I'd really love it to be like a community. I would love to do like Zoom meetings with all the different shops. I'm hoping like twice a month we can do some Zoom meetings, and so that you guys have access to us because we're providing the service to you, and I want to know what you need, how we can help. One of the dyers that I talked to said, oh my God, we could do like a clearance thing where every shop, their end of the year clearance, which everyone right now is trying to get rid of their inventory, right? So we could do a yearly clearance, or maybe twice yearly clearance, whenever you need a clearance, ladies and gents, where it could be, that would be in the search, then anyone participating in that clearance sale would be in a list, so you could see who of your favorites are doing it, or find new ones if you want. See, I think I have some this is my dashboard. It looks different on the website. So these are events from favorites. So my favorite is the virtual Fiber Festival, and I have two of my favorites, Laughing Cat Fibers and Dye Mad Yarns, are attending this festival. And then the press releases right now are just from DyeDirectory because we don't have anything. So if, let's say like Laughing Cat was doing a stock update and she put out a press release for her stock update, it would show here. So like you would have everything by date. So this is what's coming up next. This is my next event. And then if I want to see my favorites, I go to my favorites, and here's my favorites page, and it has all my favorited shops here. They just say DD is us, but no one's claimed their listing yet, so otherwise their logo would be here, so you could see their logo, but their names are there, that you can go right to. You just click on it, you go right to their shop, and then there's their website, their Etsy, Instagram. This shop has not been claimed. There's a check right there that would say this has been claimed. So if you click on the festival, here it says virtual festival, has the dates, has you can have a little snippet about your festival. And then here are all the vendors to the festival. So it's just like your favorite shops that I just showed you, how all of my favorite shops are there. These are all the vendors for this festival, so you could go see them all before you go to the festival if you wanted to. This is also great for the festival promoters that you have everyone here on one. Now the shops that aren't in here are some bag makers and some notion makers. And right now we're not letting that in yet. I wanted to focus on the indie dyers and the indie designers first before we figure out how to bring in like bag makers, notions makers. I'd like to eventually do local yarn stores, but see, right now Ravelry has a local yarn store and directory. So that's kind of lower on the list for me right now, unless you own a local store and you also dye your own yard, then you can be in our directory. We're kind of lax about this stuff right now. It's really easy to sign up. It's really easy to claim your listing. If you go to DD, I will put a link, DyeDirectory. I'll put a link down below. If you indie dyed yarn, indie designers, if you know of designers and dyers that are not yet in our directory, please get them to sign up. And you please sign up if you buy stuff. Please tell your friends that buy stuff, sign up, start favoriting your shops, because that will bring them. And we are currently recording tutorials to show you around, because I know Ravelry didn't really blow up until people started doing tutorials of how to use Ravelry. So DD isn't just a simple directory, it's interactive. It's an interactive way for you to stay up to date and find new ones. Eventually, I would like to have a thing where we introduce what shops are new this week, so you can you'll have a place to see every new shop, because it's I know what a struggle it is trying to open up my own shop. Last year it had one customer. I know how hard it is to get seen, and you have to be a marketer, and you have to buy ad space, and really the only place you have is Instagram, and the algorithms are fighting against your customers. So I wanted a place where I could bring everyone together, and I'm just hoping it's not like social media. You can't message people on us. We're not going to have a marketplace. You have your own stuff. You can, so that you're not beholden to us, you can have your shop wherever you want. You can have Instagram or not. You have a way of talking to your people with your events and your press releases. But I got really tired of going to Instagram every day and missing stuff, that the only way I could see people was if I went to their profiles. And I'm like, if I've got over 200 shops that I'm watching because I do this show, I can't keep up with everybody. And I was like, wouldn't it be great if I could get those designers and dyers to update me? What if I could get them to just update me specifically? And then I went, oh, what if we could expand this to be an interactive thing? So the only thing I'm wanting to make sure of is that we keep the directory up to date, so that if a shop does shut down, if a store closes or you stop dyeing yarn, we'll take the listing down, so you're not so it's only currently, not like I'm in there and my shop is still up, but I haven't had a customer in a while, but my shop is still up. I'm saying if you decide to close down your business and go, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm retiring or whatever, then we'll remove the listing. If for any reason you don't want your shop on this giant listing that you don't have to do anything with and people can still find you, we'll take it down too. Also for events, festivals, if it's event for your business, you have control over that. Festivals, I'm in charge of that, because I didn't want too many cooks in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. And I didn't want to have like 3 different listing for like Stitches West. Like, we don't need 3 of those. So festivals come to me. I get emailed with all that information, and then I put it up for you. And then your vendors can say, I'm vending this, and then they can add themselves to the vending. And then you can, I'll put in whatever you want for your description of the event. I am so hoping this is going to work if we work it. So if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, I would love for you to come join us. Please come join us. I want this to be a place where everybody gets to see what everybody's doing, so no one's, at the bottom of Instagram not being seen by anybody because they don't have 5,000 followers, you know, and even then you don't reach everybody. So I wanted a place where you could reach. All you have to do is log into your account. You log into your account as just a user, and you can see everyone you've favorited. It's all right there for you. You don't have to go do 8 million separate things. You don't even have to scroll a feed. It's in there by date, so you can see what's your next thing you got to focus on. And then if you want to waste hours browsing through the stores, there is a search function. You can search by we have a thing for moods, for color moods, for like goth, for bright, for one is rainbow and unicorns. If you want to suggest a mood, please write us and do that. We also have tags where you can tag stuff like self-striping, gradients, bags, notions. If you also sell anything that puts your shop, you know, puts it apart from somebody, anything you offer that is not a normal, if you offer organic, or if you do fiber, if you dye fiber, if you dye, if you offer different breeds of sheep, put Romney, put Corriedale, put whatever in there that so people can all search for that. I also want to be able to search by location, so you can search by country. And it's not like you just search it, you click on the thing on the location and it'll give you where we have shops at, so you can find shops closest to you. Most of the ones from Canada are just say Canada, because I don't understand the territories in Canada. So I didn't know what to put. So that's why I'm hoping the Canada people will come claim their listing and make them as up to date as possible. And then you can change out, if your moods change your moods. If you can change everything in there to be what you're doing right now. So if you're doing an update that is self-striping yarn, you can change everything to be what this particular update is, so people shopping right now can find what you're doing. And then when you do another update of like seasonal, whatever, Christmas, Halloween, you can change it all for that. So it's for the shops to really have control over what they're putting out, and then the users can see exactly what they want to see. Like my first thing was like, there better be a goth option in my yarn, because I want to see all the goth shops. So eventually also I would like to let in curators like Knitting is Metal, and she's the only one I know, but I would like to offer them too, which is weird because those people that you're curating might already be in our shop. So I'm on the fence about that one, but I know like you might be doing, if the dyer might be doing something specifically for that, so it still benefits the dyer. So my focus is what benefits the dyer and the designers, and what gets them out and what gets them seen. So I really hope you will join us. Please sign up. Tell your friends. We're still in beta, so we're not actually, we're functional. It is just that no one's coming to claim their listing, and I think they don't understand what we're offering them. That's just a directory, but it's so much more than that. So I'm hoping the tutorials we get out will see this, and I think if you guys start using it and you guys start favoriting shops, they'll come and see, I've got 30 favorites. Why don't I do something? These are 30 potential customers that I could reach. So that's what I'm trying to do for the community, because I love it so much, and I want indie dyers and designers to flourish. I just feel like the market's wrong, and I want to just like create a marketplace where we can all come together and shop everybody. We can shop everybody, because even if you have like 5 dyers, say 5 indie dyers, give them each like 3 colors, all 5 of them are going to come up with something different. And that's what I love about it. And what might not be for me might be for you. And the inverse is true too. So I just wanted to make it not like social media too. I didn't make any type of, there's no commenting. All you can do is favorite a shop to get their information. onto your dashboard. I didn't want any type of messaging. I didn't want any chance for bullying is what I didn't want. I wanted it to be completely safe, because sometimes when I'm on Instagram, it's in your face, and it's like it's in your space, and sometimes you see things that you don't want to see, or there'll be fighting, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see mean things. So this is a true place where you can come shop in your pajamas. You can shop all 100 of our stores right now. Go one by one. You could, you can waste as much time. Like how many hours have you spent on Ravelry just browsing through patterns, right? What if you could do the same thing for indie dyers? What if you could see every indie dyer that is local to you? What if you could see in every indie dyer in your state, if you're in the US, if it's in your territory, if you're in Canada? What if you're in Ireland? What if you're in the UK in general? What if you're in France? I don't think we have anybody from France yet, but we do have someone from Australia, I'm pretty sure. I think we have one Australian dyer. I just wanted it to be like the biggest directory of indie dyers and designers that we could. We're going to have to put a language thing. We're going to have to be able to do language, aren't we? Especially for the pattern, for the designers, if they're in French or Swedish or Russian or whatever. See, I don't know how much we're going to overlap with the language barriers. I don't know. But right now we're mostly US and Canada, because I went to Etsy and I'm importing shops from Etsy that are still active. So please help me. It's so much work. So yeah. I didn't want to talk a lot about that on this channel because we have our own separate YouTube for it, and I don't have a lot of followers anyway, but the ones I do, if you guys, you have to like indie dyed yarn if you're here, because I show you indie dyed yarn all the time, and I'm an indie dyer, so I figure you have to like it. So please spread that. If you go there and there's not much to see, but you can still see that you can get to your dyer, all your favorite dyers from one place. I think once they start claiming their listing and start using the events and the press releases, that you'll be able to keep track on what they're doing, and it'll be way easier. Okay, anyway, let's get on to the show. I'm not wearing anything because it's really cold in here and I'm in pain, so I'm in my robe. Sorry. Whips. Here's my first whip that will be done soon. I have one of these finished to show you, but we'll do finish later because it's the end of the year show. So this is the dog tube I was talking about last week. So here's what I decided to do. I took, oh my God, it's black. You're not gonna be able to see, right? So I took can you see that is 2x2 ribbing? I took 2x2 ribbing and I made it about 6 inches, and then I folded it over. And then I hemmed it together, which is really, I did a provisional cast on first. I told you that, right? So I went through all the stitches so I can pick them up later. So I folded it over, folded it over, and then it's basically a knit two together. You knit from one stitch from each needle, and it should be corresponding to the ribbing that you got going on here, or it's going to be a little wonky when you're done. So I did that. Then for the big size, I did this on 3.5 needles. I connected it with a 4, and then I marked that row with the crochet threads so I can work into it later. And then I went back down to a 3/5 and increased 12 stitches. So this now has 80. And then after that increase, I went back to the 4s and just straight stockinette. And when it's big enough, I'm going to fold it back to this part and do the same thing, but with a bind off. So it's actually 2 tubes. So the first tube is the ribbing, and then the second tube is the bigger, just doubled up stockinette. So it is like my hat, kind of, if I put a brim on my hat, which I did not. So this is for the big dog. So I might use the whole skein. And I'm using Plymouth Encore. Did I tell you this? Plymouth Encore. This is 75% acrylic, 25% wool, 100 grams, approximately 200 yards. So I'm assuming I might use an entire thing for the big ones. For Lola's, I think I don't think I even used 50. You can't even see that, can you? Because it's black and black. I'm pretty sure I did not even use 50 grams. I wrote it down, but I don't know where I put it right now, and it doesn't matter anyway. So that is my one whip. This is the whip I'm doing at night because it's just, well, when my pain's bad and at night, I do this. So this one will be for Deckard, and then I'll make another one for Rippy. So everyone will have one, and I can use up that yarn. The other whip I have for you is the Burdock Shawl. I actually felt good enough, and I made quite a bit of progress. I have to be careful with this because I don't want to drop it. So this is how much, can you see that purple? This is how much I've got done now of the, now remember, we're just working this purple border, which is awful. It's really annoying. It's like 10 rows, I think. And I'm not even half. Where's halfway? Oh my God. Here's halfway. I don't even think I'm halfway to halfway. This thing is so huge. I'm going to love this when it's done, but right now I hate it. Yeah, I'm not even halfway to half. I might just be halfway to halfway. It's gonna take forever. So I'm trying to work on this a little bit every day, and then I'm sure once I get close to being done, then it'll be one of those where I'll just boom and it'll be done when I want to be done. I do have something I'm going to cast on, and I had totally forgotten about this project. I talked about this project in last year's wrap up, because if you remember, I'm going to show you some of the bonjour that we have made last year and this year, and those were so I could make this thing I had seen on Knit Picks, but I didn't want the Knit Picks thing, but I wanted something similar. It had a fold over turtleneck, and it was like a cape, and then I wanted to steek armholes so I could like have my arms come out of the cape. Do you know what I mean? Like right at elbow level, so I could then sit and knit with this cape. And the cape I wanted to kind of come about hip width, so it would cover me, but then my arms could come out. Do you know what I mean? And I wanted to steek those armholes, which was the whole thing. So what I did is, these are pockets. I took the pockets off, but I didn't. I frogged my blanket cardigan, if you recognize this green and black yarn that I had mixed with just plain black yarn. This is Patton's worsted. This was in the color emerald that I resist over dyed with black. And there's a whole bunch of black here that maybe you can't see. There is, how much? I took it all apart and then weighed every single one, so we have 774 grams, which I'm pretty sure will be enough. I don't think I have enough of any, I needed a non-superwash for the steeking. So I wanted to make sure I had something non-superwash. And that blanket cardigan I never wore because the knots of the crochet hurt my skin because I have allodynia. So I just haven't decided on how I'm going to do the color. I'm not sure I want that green up by my face, because green has the tendency to make one look ill, even though my eyes are green. Sometimes it makes my eyes look super green, and I'm wondering if this is like not enough green to make me look, like I'm about to die. I was also thinking, because we have about the same amount, I could do black and fade into the green. I haven't decided, and that's probably what's holding me back, is that I have not decided how I want to work this. I should probably do a little swatch and see how I like it. But see, I have to, did I bring in, yeah, I have a swatch. Not a swatch. I have a mock-up of the thing with measurements. What do you call that? It's like a picture. It's a drawing of the item with measurements. So anyway, I know what my gauge is, so I just need to work out how many rows. Basically, I just have to make up the pattern, but I'm going to do that mathematically. And I'm using the bonjour as the skeleton. I'm going to kind of go off that because I like the fit of that, and I'm using the same needle sizes. And that's also why I made so many of those, was so I could start to understand it and use that to make this thing that I want to make. And for some reason now I'm like, hey, let's start it. So it's in the beginning stages. We're not close to casting on yet, but that will be my next cast on. Okay, I'm excited to get that done. Okay, would we finish this week? I finished the dog tube. So this is Lola's dog tube. I have one end is not woven in yet because I blocked it and then made her wear it a couple times. I wanted to make sure it was still. So here you can see, now for her thing, because she's so small, around her face is 10 inches. So this hole goes around her face like that, 10 inches. And then her neck was also 10 inches. So I did 2 inches of the ribbing. You can actually do a little bit more because when I folded it over, it wasn't exactly an inch. I didn't count for the folding, taking some of my length away. So it's the same with the big dog one, but for the third dog one, I'll make sure that I do it. So do you know what I mean? So I would fold it and then measure your fold. Because I measured it straight, flat, till it said 2 inches, and then I just folded it and went, and I should have folded it, measured the fold. You know what I mean? Because it's just shy of 1 inch of what I wanted. So then I folded that over and hemmed it. Do you know what I mean? And when I say hem, it was provisional cast on, so I put the provisional cast on back on needles. So then you're just working 2 needles, and I bound off with a bigger size with one size bigger. So this was a 3.5, so I bound off with a 4. And you just take one stitch, you just knit the 2 stitches from both needles together. It's very, very easy. I'm sure there's something on YouTube for it. Actually, I might link to a YouTube in my Ravelry project page. So then after I did that, I went back down to a 3.5 for the next round and did her. And I did 8 increases for her. 8 increases, because this stretches to the 10, And I wanted this to be more than 10 to fit for her, to account for her ears. But I only went 8 stitches. The big dogs, I added 12 stitches for her. I did 8. And then I went all the way down, and I think I worked like 10 inches and then folded it. And again, you should measure the fold and then measure. And so I think I got about 5 inches. So this goes around her face and down her neck, and it covers the beginning of her sweater, which I don't have an extra sweater up here. And she's sleeping. I don't want to wake her up. But maybe I'll take a picture and I'll put it on my Instagram. You can go to my Instagram and see the post for this episode, and I'll put a picture. Actually, you can probably go to the Ravelry. I'll put a picture of it on her. And wouldn't you know, I finished these right after the cold snap finishes. Like, I had to keep the cats in for like 3 nights because it was like negative degrees out here. So I got to finish this. I forgot to. The other thing I finished was my sleep mask. And again, I knew this was going to happen. I wonder if you can see this. One thing, these are the same. I told you this was Cascade Heritage Sock, and I changed yarns right here, and you can see there's a definite difference in the dye lots. You can tell, and I didn't think you'd be able to tell because I was looking at them side by side, couldn't tell, and then here I can see a definite. Doesn't matter, sleep mask, I don't care, but I can definitely see. Now the problem was that I knew was going to happen is I used the same stitch count as my hats, as my sock hat, my double layer hats, which was my sock hat number. And I knew it was going to be a little loose, but I didn't know how to account for that. So it's super loose, and I'm going to have to remake it because it's way too loose. It falls off my face while I'm sleeping. So I don't know how many things I'm going to have to go down, but I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to pinch it, and because I don't want it too tight on my face. I just want it to not fall off my face. So this will be redone, but it was very quick to do, so it won't matter. I'll probably finish it after I finish the dog things, because I don't really need it till it's summer, and I'm taking naps in the summer. The third thing I finished was our second Abrazo, which all of the ends are weaved in. They have not been cut off yet because I haven't worn it, and I don't cut my ends until I've worn the piece and it's stretched out. So this is our second Abrazo. I have to warn you that this yarn, I hate it. It catches everything. It just catches every single lint that it can find. But I want to see if you can see the what did we do? The what is it? The crab, horseshoe crab? If I point to it, does that help at all? I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to not show my eyes, because if it sees my eyes, it's going to come get my eyes. I can't see anything. Oh, I see it a little bit. Okay, right here. So we did, if I pull it back, I don't think you can see it at all. So we took the original has two columns of, one on each side, columns of cables. And so I made a cable up the middle. I think it's horseshoe crab up the middle. I've seen it say antler, but I don't know if, whatever, I don't know. It just catches everything. So, The only finishing I did was I single crocheted around the armholes because the armholes were big. So I just made sure the armholes were a little bit smaller. I did not do anything on the back because that's a bind off. That's a bind off, so it didn't need anything. And then the front, I don't really care. I mean, I could even slip stitch I don't care. I really don't. It looks the same as, yeah, it looks the same as the other front. This looks a little bit lower. I mean, they might have blocked at different, you know, blocked at different, the armholes are the same. I'm trying to see if the V-necks are the same. I think so. This does look a little bit different, I think, from being the extra cooking. It looks a little bit flatter. This was blocked one time, though, and I'd like to block it again. I also want to put that shoelace, that embellishment through here, through the, just black. But I do want to do that to kind of hold it, because it flares out a little bit. I want to see if that holds it in a little bit more. Also, you can definitely see a line of demarcation from the switch of when I switched yarns. I can see it. I'm not sure that anyone else would see it, but the first batch is more raven. The word is not raven. My head is telling me the word is raven. Tonal. Cat's crying again. So the first ball that I used was more tonal, came out more tonal than the second one. I am considering overdying this, so it's a darker black, but I'm not sure how much it really, I mean, you can see some of that purpley brown, but it looks purpley, some purpley gray, so I'm not really that worried about it, but I might. I have not decided. So that's finished. So we finished how many for the year? Because, well, we're not even at the end of the year yet, are we? No, we're 28th, so I still have, okay, so that second dog tube will be done for sure. But so far this year, I have finished, how many does it say? 50 projects. So I finished 50 projects this year, yay, who cares? Okay, so let's talk about what we did finish this year. These are the bonjours. Do you remember these? Bonjour. Little capes, capelets. This is my favorite one. What is it? I absolutely love this one paired with this top. Absolutely gorgeous. See, you can still have black and still have some color. I love this so much. This two paired together is like my absolute. I think this is my favorite thing I made this year. I think this is my favorite because it's like a color combo that is just gorgeous. I want to wear it right now, but my stomach is too blown out for that. So we made some bonjours. And I even made one with the original neck, but the rest I do the mock necks. Yeah, I made a million of those. Made a pair of shorts. Remember? Finished the pair of shorts. Still don't fit, I think, because of the superwash. Oh yeah, we made a dog blanket. That was my crochet acrylic project. It's over there it's actually a cat blanket now. And all of these cropped and full length tops that I'm addicted to. 17. We did 17 of these. 17 knit tops, guys. 17. That's insane. That is crazy. 17. Oh my god. We also did the famous Stephen West MCal twists and turns, which I love. There's the embellishment I want to do on my shirt, or on my Abrazo. How many shawls? 7 shawls. We did this giant reunion capelet. We did some crochet shawls. This is a crochet shawl that I dyed myself. Another crochet shawl I dyed myself for the summer. Oh, right. This is one of my other favorites. It's my shawl design with Honeygirl Farms. I think Slytherins are brave too. My design, I think this is Carrie. Is this Carrie? With, this is Laughing Cat Fibers Descent. I'm pretty sure this is the cashmere base. It looks like a strawberry milk tiger. Love it. And, oh, this might be my favorite shawl this year. The Wicked Knitted. This is Dewdrop and Morning Dew. So I had to buy it, remember? And then I dyed the mohair to match. And we did an All About That brioche from Lisa Hands. This way? This way. This way. Yeah, I can see the yellows here. I love this shawl. This shawl, I love this shawl, but this shawl also said no more mohair in shawls. Because I always have Aquaphor on my lips because one of my habits last week, I think I had a bloody lip. One of my nervous habits is I pick my lips. I pull the skin off my lips. I used to bite my fingernails when I was a kid, and I don't bite my fingernails anymore, and they get really, really super long. This is not long. I clipped them a little while ago. This is them growing back and being ridiculous. So I usually have Aquaphor on my lips to keep me from, doing stuff. Peeling my own lips off, which is a weird thing to do. The mohair just gets it in every time. So I love this thing. I absolutely love it. But it's going to be my only mohair shawl. I will wear it like shirts with it because the shirt's not going to be around my mouth. I love this shawl. I absolutely love it. I just have to be careful when I wear it that it doesn't get near my mouth. Yeah, what else did we make? Shorts, shawls, knit tops. Oh, a couple of dog sweaters. 6 bonjour. Lots of, I'm just trying to, we made some chokers that I can't even find. I know where they are, I just didn't look for them. Some double layer hats. I think I made like 4 of those. It's mostly tops you got. It's like all tops. And then projects that didn't work out, like sweaters that didn't work out, or when we were doing we tried to change the bonjour to a raglan, and then what is the comfort zone? The Comfort Zone by Espestrico. Oh, that was a different type of bonjour that I thought maybe we'd like that. I didn't like it. Yeah, I'm sure. A garter snake cowl. I know exactly where that is. I did not bring it. And I made a headband. So 50 items, gonna be 51. No wonder I'm exhausted. I'm real excited to get started on that I don't know what that steeking project with the armholes, I don't know what to call that. And I did talk to my doctor today because the pain's so bad, and I had two. You want to hear some more about my saga? So my biopsy is in 3 weeks, and my surgery is in like 50 days. Okay. So the very first time I went back to my doctor, we were supposed to talk about how it wasn't working on my pain, and how what we were going to do about the hormones if I couldn't handle the birth control. So none of those things happened, because then they found the fibroids. And then that second follow-up appointment that I had, that was to address the pain and the hormones, was about my surgery. And since I didn't know how long it was going to take to get the surgery, I didn't know it was going to take me like over 2 months to have the surgery scheduled. Like, I didn't know they were going to schedule it more than 2 months out. So I didn't think to ask, because the surgery is supposed to be taking away this pain, right? So I didn't think to, still has nothing to do with the hormones, because they're not taking my ovaries. I feel like this doctor is 2 steps behind, and it's like, I feel like she should be the one saying, okay, we're doing this surgery and that. But in the meantime, here's what we're going to do, because you still have the hormonal issue that's not going to resolve with the surgery. And how about the pain? How are we going to, manage this pain for 2.5 months before you get surgery, right? Like, that's what I feel my doctor should be doing, and she didn't do that. So I was like, why is this still not taken care of? This is why I went to see her in the first place, was pain, hormones, and my periods. It's so frustrating, like, because everyone at this clinic is a woman. I have not seen one man in this clinic, okay? And my issues are still not being addressed. I am in no better shape than I was when I went in, except for now I'm scheduled for surgery that I probably should have been able to have like a decade ago. Like, someone should have done imaging a decade ago. And I did have imaging done in 2015 that showed a cyst in my uterus, and that was never followed up on. And I feel like it should have been, and I asked for it to be, and everyone was poo-pooing me. Oh, you're fine. Every gynecologist, oh, you're fine. I don't see any signs of inflammation. And we get this MRI. I've got fibroids. I'm full of cysts and cyst structures. I don't even know what those are. And I'm like, all this time, and I've been bloating, and I'm like, why am I bloated all the time? And they're like, oh, it's just your cycle. And I'm like, it's not my fucking cycle. Like, no one wants to believe that you know that there's something wrong, or that you know your body is not working the way it's supposed to be. And it's even with women doctors. So I thought this doctor that I was at now, I thought I had another good one, but I feel like she's 2 steps behind me, and I feel like if I'm going to trust her with my surgery, that's worrisome to me. If she's 2 steps, why am I 2 steps ahead? Why am I going, why my pain and hormones are still not addressed? Why? It's been months now. Why is nothing happening? So that's where I'm at. I am sorry for the low energy. I feel like I am being like skewered through my abdomen, like through twice on both sides, but crossing. So from right to left and left to right. So what it feels like, it hurts a whole lot. And I'm sorry I can't be upbeat and smiling and happy when that happens. I so wish I could. You don't even know. So, yeah, so that's what I got. What is next week? I don't know what next week is. Next week is the 1st of January. I don't know what I'm even going to talk about. Everything's going to change next episode, so we'll see. I don't really know I can't talk. When my pain's real bad, my brain doesn't work right and I can't concentrate on things, So I'm sorry if this episode is terrible. I'm getting out of here because I want to get the tutorials for DyeDirectory done, for DD done, so everyone can come see how great this is and how long we've been working on this for so long. My husband's been doing most of the work because he does all the computer stuff. It was just, I was frustrated with not being able to get all the information I wanted from following everybody. And I'm like, this is like a full-time job just to keep track of when you're getting test knitters, when the thing's going to come out, and keeping track of everybody. I'm like, can we just have can we centralize this? Can we put this all in one place where it's just indie people and people that want to buy from indie people? Because that's me. I hope it's a lot of you. So please tell everyone you know if you like it. I'm hoping to have, once we have enough shops claimed and some more events in, so people can see what the experience is actually like. I really need some dyers to come on and claim their listings and start, I know it's January, nothing's happening, which is kind of why I wanted to launch now, do a soft launch now. So I figured January would be like the best time for you to have time to come learn it and fix up your shop. And hopefully I have got everyone's things correct, because I put in a lot of people. I had to do more too. I took yesterday off and I'm like, crap, now it's like a full-time job. Now that the site's actually up, I have to do stuff. Anyway, I'm going to cut all of that down because I don't want to talk that much about it. So yeah, next week will be a surprise. Who knows what's going to happen? It'll be off the rails like always. Who knows? Anyway, I got nothing else to show you. I got nothing else. And I feel like I'm going to die. And I got 1 hour and 22 minutes to edit. God damn, that's too much. Stop talking. Okay. I'm leaving. I will see you next week for who knows what. So take care of yourselves. I'll see you then. Bye.